Hello viewers, welcome to African Free Press. My name is O.C. Vince. In this segment, we'll be looking at Buhari's monetary policy. Recently, through the commercial banks, the Central Bank of Nigeria made it clear that issues or people that have domiciliary accounts in Nigeria will not be able to use that in full totality. What does this mean? First of all, what's a domiciliary account? When I use the name domiciliary account, it means the same thing with DOM account. A DOM account is that bank account where you open and only put foreign currencies in that account. You can choose to put the US dollars in there, the British pounds there, the Kwanza from Angola, any kind of currency you want to put there. Feel free, the CD, but you will not put Nigerian Naira in a DOM account. So that's what a DOM account means. Secondly, the current policy, what I call the Buhari monetary policy, is looking at the issue whereby your DOM account will not be allowed for you to add fresh new monies into your DOM account. You cannot deposit new monies, but you can withdraw any existing money you have in your DOM account. So for example, if you have $1,000 in your DOM account, you have access to withdraw the $1,000 back, or you have the right to withdraw the $1,000 and get the Naira equivalent. Now the truth of the matter is, if the foreign currency exchange rate has fallen, if you choose to withdraw your $1,000 in Naira equivalent, you will be getting less than your money, and that is not good for business. Number two, it's very clear that the policy is very clear that if you have money coming in from a foreign bank into your DOM account, they will still accept that foreign transaction from a foreign bank or from an internal bank. So they can only accept an electronic foreign transfer or inside transfer, but you are not allowed to use your cash to go to your bank to deposit into your DOM account. Very clear. But you are allowed to withdraw every last money in your DOM account. So there is no need for you to be worried about your money. Your money is intact. You can go and withdraw it, but you are not allowed to transfer that money electronically to anywhere. Okay? That's number one. And number two, what it means now that if you need foreign currencies to do any business, like your BTA, if you get a visa, you want to go to the UK or to America, you need to actually go to your bank and fill certain forms called Form A and Form M. Form A is for visible transaction and Form M is for invisible transactions. I think this segment helps you to understand about this new policy. There's a lot of issues. People are not well informed about what's happening about this policy. However, on the other side, some people are asking questions. So if you want to get a BTA, you can still get your BTA. If you're looking to get a PTA to travel, you can still get your PTA. If you want to pay for medical bills overseas, you can still pay for medical fees. If you want to pay for school fees of your family member or your children overseas, you can still pay the school fees. All you need to do is to go to your bank, fill the correct forms. They will now ask you, where is your money? You can tell them, take money from my Naira account now. So they can actually access your Naira account and now transfer the equivalent to send overseas to pay your child's school fees. So say for example, you want to pay a school fees for your child in the UK, for example, and the school fee is meant to be 1,000 British pounds. All you need to do is fill the form, give them the information of your Naira account, and they will now use money from your Naira account, convert that Naira into 1,000 pounds, and now probably take some charges for the services, and they'll transfer the money to the school overseas. But before they transfer that, you need to give them the invoice from the school. You have to give them the admission letter for your child from the school. So they need some basic information and documentation, and that can still be done. So there is not supposed to be any worries about this. Now, the worries from certain school of thought, if you look at people like Adam Smith and Ricardo, you know, the scholars of economics, many of them have got their own reservation about how the free market should operate. Many of them believe that government policies shouldn't be able to influence the free market, that free market should be managed by the forces of demand and supply and not by government interventions. Now, We can all remember that when this policy started on the 3rd of August this month, on the 4th of August, the Naira was able to recover from the pounds. And I think off my head, the Naira came down to $1 to 209 Naira, and people were jubilating. Now, the next day being the 5th of August, the Naira went back again to $1 to 235 Naira. So people are asking, is it because the forces of free market, demand and supply, were not actually used to favor this? Now, there is a school of thought that argues that what the federal government of Nigeria is doing could, in a long way, help to manage the issue of insurgency sponsorship, because Nigeria is going through a very tough time managing terrorism in Nigeria. So there is suspicion that most of this ungoverned money in the parallel market and the official market. So when I talk about the parallel market, I'm talking about the unofficial market, whereas the official market is the market, the dollar rate of the CBN. So the argument is, because of the black market or the parallel market, a lot of currencies are being held by individuals that are not well regulated, and there could be a fear that these currencies are being used to sponsor terrorist groups in Nigeria. That could be one of the reasons, and others could be if there's illicit money stolen by Nigerians, or Nigerians that use Naira to buy very large bulks of foreign currencies and dump them into their domiciliary account here in Nigeria. That means they will be forced to either leave the money where it is in the bank, or they have to be forced to go and withdraw the money in the same foreign currency, or ask for the Naira equivalent to be given to them. The truth of the matter is, if you withdraw the money in foreign currency, you cannot use it to transact business in Nigeria. If you wish to carry the money across outside Nigeria, remember, you're allowed to carry, I believe, about 10,000 US dollars to leave the country. If you want to carry more than that amount of 10,000 US dollars, you have to declare that to the people at the port. And if you fail to declare that, if they find the money, they could, I use my words very carefully, they could confiscate it. So I think there's a policy here about security, but the truth is that there's some school of thought are arguing that the government policies should not be seen to be forcing the market to react in a certain way. We must remember, financially, these people that have loads of foreign currencies may not be criminals. Some of them may be corrupt officials, but many of them may be speculators. Who is a speculator? A speculator is that businessman or businesswoman that take very high leverage risks in return for high profitability. It is pure business. That's what speculators do. They keep the currency, the US dollars or the British pounds or the South African rand, and they wait patiently when the value appreciates, and they will sell their money to make gain. You wouldn't say that's wrong, because that's legally correct, because they could have kept that money dormant for 6 months, for 5 months, waiting for their time to come. And in the free enterprise of demand and supply, that is legal business, that is speculators. But what effect does this have on investors? I've explained to you who is a speculator, taking high level of risk for high level of profitability. An investor is not the same thing with a speculator. They are different. If you are 30 years and you buy a house and start paying mortgage on that house, that at the age of 60 the mortgage matures, you have a property, that is an investment. But if I decide to buy a bond or a stock that it could be due in 24 hours or in 2 days, in that 2 days it may not mature for me, I will lose money. I'm a speculator. So as a speculator, we take high risk. However, the bottom line of this is it fair for the policies of the government to criminalize loads of Nigerians? Because if you have a friend overseas that you want to send money, if you have a property in London or in the US, you don't need to be a criminal to have a property in the US or in London. Many young people have worked very hard overseas in the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they were fortunate and able to save and have a mortgage. And now they are back in Nigeria working for their fatherland. Can they pay their mortgages? Yes, you can pay for your mortgages with this policy. However, there's other things you'll not be able to do. To send money overseas to friends or family member or a child who is in school when you're not paying for his or her school fees. Because there is no coverage for when you're not paying for things outside school fees. So the issue here comes again. Is it fair? What is the benefit of Nigerian? The Nigerian man is concerned, but we must know that whatever we do in Nigeria, we should be able to allow the economy to operate in a way that increase and maximize the profitability of returns. Give investors the encouragement to come and invest in Nigeria and not scare investors away. Remember, this is African Free Press TV. You can follow us on our Twitter handle at African Free Press. You can follow us and like us on Facebook, or you can visit our website www.africanfreepress.com. Thank you for listening to Inside Story with Vince.